Ever found yourself scrolling through your phone, avoiding tasks you know you should probably be tackling but think, nah, I'll do it tomorrow? Procrastination is when we avoid a task that we should probably be doing. When you think about it, we're really avoiding it for no good reason, even though we know that a negative consequence could follow. Some of you guys thrive in these situations. Like, I have so many friends who say quality work comes out of time constraint. Unfortunately, that's not the case for me. The negative consequence that comes with procrastination is high anxiety and high stress. I've had so many people ask how I can be so disciplined. Like, they just see how much I get done in a day. And I used to think that this was because I have a type A personality. I'm also an Enneagram type 1, which is a reformer. So I have a very rational and idealistic mindset. When I think back to my childhood, I was always an early bird. I still am to this day. I just wake up and get all my things done. Even when I was a student, I would get most of my homework done at school. And if not, it's the first thing I do when I come home, and I just like to get all my studying and homework out of the way so I can enjoy my time doing the things that I like. So I just thought that I was wired this way. After a lot of self-reflection on me and how I use my time, I came up with 5 steps to not procrastinate and dominate. The very first thing I do when I wake up is to make the bed. Our rule of thumb, Juno and I, is whoever wakes up last has to make the bed. But today I made it, even though I woke up first, just so I could show you guys. But I did do a whole shorts on making your bed and the significance of it and why successful people do not skip out on this. And I feel like you don't know until you try it. It just seems like something so silly, right? This is a step that was crucial to me, and I just never really skipped out on it. I really encourage you guys to try this out because for me, it sets a positive tone. Putting something off isn't always procrastination. Time management requires understanding your priorities and deciding which tasks are important and which ones can wait. Sorry if it's going to be slightly loud because I think my neighbors have their landscapers here. But step 2 is having a morning routine. It's well known that morning routine helps set the tone for the day, and going to the gym is a slightly newer daily routine for Chino and I, but we're really trying to implement healthy daily habits. So this has now become part of our morning and or daily routine based off the day. Sometimes we go in the afternoon and sometimes we go at night. But after the gym in the morning, I usually come home to enjoy my pour-over coffee. And I also take time to write in my prayer journal, which is something new that I started beginning of this year. And you guys may have seen that. I kind of go into more detail in one of my vlogs for what I eat in a day. It's a couple videos before this. But yeah, that's usually my morning routine. And I feel that when I have a morning routine, it allows me to feel like I have a good grasp of my schedule instead of feeling like the schedule is controlling me. It brings stability and calmness knowing that I'm getting things done and checking things off my list. But I don't think that having a morning routine should be based off of how many things are you checking off and the quantity of it. Instead, it should be about allowing myself to start my day with confidence, peace, and stability. Having a morning routine effectively helps us to handle tasks and whatever might come our way without having to feel like we're constantly stressed or overwhelmed. And this was actually part of the list of things that all successful people do, is that they have a morning routine, which really makes me think setting the tone right in the beginning of the day is so important. Yes, I am sitting backwards on my couch because if I were to face this way, then your view would have been the wall. And I think this is a little bit nicer. Our third step, we are smack down in the middle of all of our steps now, is scheduling, prioritizing, and setting clear deadlines. If you have been following our channel for long enough, being a full-time YouTuber and content creator was not my full-time job. I actually graduated from pharmacy school and I was a pharmacist for like 4 years before I quit my job to do this. And as crazy as that sounds now, that I quit my job and I'm doing this step was very crucial to me back then, like when I was in school. I was working 3 to 4 part-time jobs while I was a student. I just needed to be able to prioritize because school was tough as it is with exams, quizzes, I don't know what else I had, practicums, I can't remember anything at this point. Yeah, working while doing that was not easy, but I needed to really have everything organized and set out so that I can visibly see what times I have to work and then what time I have to get to certain places for classes. And I think if I didn't prioritize schedule and set clear deadlines, then I would not have been able to graduate at age 23 and make a six-figure job at age 24. This doesn't only apply to students, but it applies to me now. My life is even crazier now. Doing this as my job, it's just like my mind is going wild. If I was not organized and schedule things in advance, I feel like I would not be able to create videos and post them and have a good rhythm and schedule to it. So something that I do, I just do everything on my notes and schedule it all there. For me, like I need to be able to have full visibility of everything is going on. At least this is just for YouTube. There are days when I don't feel like filming and editing, and that's okay. I always have to think and prioritize, like, is this something that's urgent? And if that's a no, then I just say, you know what, I'm just gonna give myself a day to not have to think about it. If I feel like it's urgent, then I'll just have to suck it up and do it. But yeah, it's super important to be able to prioritize, schedule, set clear deadlines for you to not procrastinate and be successful at everything you're doing. Now we are on to our fourth step, which is to eliminate distractions. And behind me is my TV, and that is my biggest distraction. There are times when I edit and watch TV at the same time to get caught up with my TV shows and also get caught up with my editing. I know that I get super distracted when I do both at the same time. Like I can't even focus on one or the other. So the moment I started realizing that it was just eating away my time, I just stopped. So I basically just had to give up watching TV. I feel like I watch a lot less TV now. Overall, distractions in any way, shape, or form cause elevated stress levels and unwarranted fatigue. You sometimes get the sensation that like you're just more irritated because nothing is getting done. Overall, this can result in unhappiness, reduced motivation, and higher turnover in addition to missed work goals. Examples of some distractions for me personally is like Korean drama, reality TV show, and I think noise. So when I was in school, I keep going back to when I was in school. But when I was in school, I liked the aesthetics of studying at Starbucks or like a cafe. But I realized that it was very distracting for me because anytime someone would come in or leave or move or make a noise, I would always look. That was a big distraction for me. So I stopped that and I just went to the library. So a tip or a way to eliminate distraction is to try and work in blocks or chunks of time and give yourself some time in between to relax or do whatever was distracting you at that time. Just setting clear boundaries like that should help you eliminate those distractions. Last but not least, you need to reward yourself. This is the final and fifth step, and there needs to be a balance to everything in life, right? This is how I reward myself. I lay on this couch without my computer or my work, and I am encased in this blanket, and I watch TV. But I feel like if you don't reward yourself, like it can layer on bad emotions, which can affect your ability to do work. Rewarding yourself can come in different forms, right? Like going out to eat or hanging out with friends. Rewarding yourself can be different and whatever way you like, whether it's a shopping spree or whatever. I don't know, going on a trip. Reward yourself and treat yourself well in order to produce good work and not procrastinate. So that's what I'm doing now. I eventually got up to do the closing conclusion here, but I hope you guys found this video relatable. Try to focus on progress rather than perfection. This is something that I'm still doing every day. It's not like I'm an expert at it or anything like that, but I just wanted to share with you guys my take on this topic. Try and take these steps one by one and apply it to your lives, no matter how big or small the task size. And comment down below. I'm curious which steps you guys found most challenging and maybe some tips that you guys have to beat procrastination.
sort of remind you at the gym, you're like, I can do more.